Welcome to Justin's Joint, the dumbest pipe channel on YouTube, where today we're going to be investigating another tobacco. Stay tuned. Sup guys, welcome back to Justin's Joint, where today we're going to be talking about Jess Chonowitsch T14. It's a very interesting pipe tobacco. We'll be smoking this pipe tobacco today in my clipper, made in Spain. Know nothing else about it. It was a gift from my mom's, and smokes really good. That's about all I know, and that's about all that matters, right? So we're going to just pack some of this up. But what's in this tobacco is Black Cavendish, Burley, and Virginia. Now, Black Cavendish, Burley, and Virginia, and, you know, it sounds like kind of a reasonably standard type of tobacco, but this tobacco supposedly has no flavoring or no nothing, but there's definitely something here. I don't know what it is. There's something here, because you take this tobacco and you put it up to your nose, and you're getting not just tobacco aromas, but you're getting like some sort of a clove-like thing going on, or like potpourri, like dried flower petals of some sort. It's hard to explain. They say that it's supposed to be like a woodland aroma, and you know where I live at in Colorado, the nearest woodlands are like pine forests, and that smells nothing like this. So I'm guessing it's like a European woodland smell, you know, where there's a lot of like flowers and stuff growing, because it's a very floral scent that I'm getting from this. Now, when you get into smoking it, some of that comes through, some of it doesn't. We'll go into that a little bit later when I light up the pipe. But the cut is kind of a ribbon cut, and it's kind of a fine ribbon cut, honestly. It's kind of, in my opinion, maybe ribbon slash cube, or ribbon slash really small cube cuts, because it's really, there are some ribbons and there are also some really fine pieces in here. The moisture of this particular tobacco is actually, I'm gonna say, just about right. I've never had trouble with this particular tobacco gurgling in my pipe. So, you know, if you live in a very humid environment, that might not be the case for you. But, you know, for me up here in the high desert, I never have any issues. So I've got the pipe loaded up. Let's just go ahead and get it lit, and then let's see what we can find out here. All right, so when you smoke this tobacco, you most definitely get that sort of floral base that this thing has that you smell in the tin. And whether that's potpourri, whether that's clove, whether that's, I don't know what it is, it's there when you smell it, and it comes through in the smoke. But it is not the only thing that you get. I'm gonna say it's the star of the show, but it is supported by some pretty decent supporting actors, namely the Virginia. So the Virginia is in here, and it is definitely the second in line as far as what you can bring forth out of it. The Burley is kind of hanging out in the background, and it kind of just mellows things out a little bit, because, you know, sometimes Virginias for me can be a little bit sharp. I've said that before. I don't know whether that's a real thing or if it's just some weird thing about my mouth chemistry. But that's the way it is for me, and what it seems to be happening is that the Burley is kind of mellowing things out a little bit for me, along with the Black Cavendish. You know, the Black Cavendish is kind of just the thickener of the tobacco, if you will. So it doesn't really, for me, I don't think does a lot for the flavor. What I am getting is the Burley kind of just mixing in and taking the edge off of the Virginia. Now, if I had to put into words what this tastes like when you smoke it, you definitely get that floral slash clove flavor coming through, but in addition to that, it kind of gives you the impression of like a campfire. And again, The Virginia is just a tad sharp, but like I said, the burley kind of is there to mellow it out a little bit. And I've never really had this have a tendency to give me any tongue bite. However, you do notice, or at least I do notice, that the Virginia is present. And to me, it kind of is just a little bit sharper. Not that that's a problem. It's just, again, I tend to have to smoke these a little bit slower than other tobaccos that I like to smoke. And maybe that's just a problem of my smoking cadence. I don't know. I am the dumbest YouTube channel in all of the YTPC, so take it for what it is. Yeah, so that floral/clove note, it's going to last the entire bowl. The Cavendish also kind of lasts the entire bowl, just kind of, like I said, thickening it up, kind of marrying all the flavors together. It's kind of an interesting thing because you get the flavors from the Virginias, but you also get the flavors from the Burleys. And it's almost like they become indistinguishable from one another. It's kind of an interesting thing to have happen. I mean, I guess that's kind of the goal of putting Cavendish in, is to kind of, thicken it a little bit and make it to where you get everything all at once, as opposed to, this time and, this other thing on the next puff. So that definitely, I would say, is a positive when it comes to this blend. Okay, so as far as the taste, strength, I'm going to say it's about mild to medium, probably closer to the medium side. I mean, it's not like smoking hot air, but it's, again, like I've said for so many others, it's not really something that's going to sock you in the mouth with flavor. It's just something, it's just nice. I mean, that's, as far as level goes, it's nice. Nicotine, this one is kind of an interesting thing for me. I have smoked this once, like after breakfast, and it did kind of give me a little bit of a buzz, but right now I'm smoking it and I am feeling totally fine. So maybe it's mild, maybe on the strong side of mild, maybe just based on my experience. But again, you might have a totally different experience with this, so take that for what it is. My opinion, my experience. The room note on this, it's okay, and I like it. However, what I have written down is that it is not what you would expect based on the tin note, and that is very true. It hangs around for a while. Like, this one hangs around a lot longer than other pipe tobaccos that I smoke in the house. So you're going to want to make sure that you have ventilation systems going to get it out of there. If you live with somebody who is, easily offended by pipe smoke or doesn't like it, like, for instance, I smoke this when my wife goes to work, and most of the time, by the time she gets home in the afternoon, it's gone. It's dissipated. This one here does not do that. It sticks around. I like it, but like I said, it's not what you would expect. It's not a florally room note. It's just kind of a campfire-y type of a room note. It's what you would expect more with a Burley Virginia Black Cavendish tobacco. So right off the bat, at the very first of the bowl, you get the clovey, flowery type of flavor with the Virginias. Once you get to about halfway through the bowl, the Burley really comes alive, and it kind of switches, where the Virginia at first is the lead actor. After about 50%, the Burley kind of takes the lead, and the Virginia takes a back seat. And that, actually, I think it's kind of a pleasant surprise. Something to note about the end of the bowl is that something kind of strange happens. The Virginia and the Burley, they kind of meld together to where they become indistinguishable, in my opinion. And that, combined with the floral whatever's going on in here, it does something very strange. It reminds me of Like, you walk into the grocery store, and usually right up front at the grocery store, whether it's, I don't know, Kroger, Safeway, City Market, King Soopers, whatever you have where you live, there's a good chance that they have like a flower department right at the front of the store. And when you walk through like the flower department, the floral department, or walk into a flower shop, you have that distinct smell. I mean, every single one smells the same. You got like plant matter, you got roses and flowers and daisies, just all kinds of flowers. At the very end of this bowl, every single time, I get something that is very reminiscent of that. So I'm approaching the end of this bowl, and that strange shift has happened. It's not bad, it's good. I actually kind of like it. It's just something completely different than you would experience with any other tobacco. This is... an aromatic tobacco, and according to everything I've seen, there's no flavorings added, but there are some sort of spices and herbs that they put in this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's cloves. I don't know. But it's just kind of it's an interesting twist, if you will. So, I think that's about it for Jess Chonowitsch T14 for me. Let's get to the the part of the show where I determine whether or not you're going to like it. This is an experimental type of a tobacco. If you're into aromatics and you're into trying crazy things, you probably would get a kick out of this. If you like tobaccos with a floral note, this would probably be a good thing for you to try, although it's a bit much when it comes to that. If you are the type of guy who likes a lot of tobacco flavor and just a little bit of something else, don't even bother with this. Am I going to reorder this? I'm not going to reorder any more of this. I like it, don't get me wrong, but once this tin is gone, I'm not going to rush out to get more. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it while it's here. It's not one of those tobaccos that's just going to sit there. I'm going to smoke it. I bought it. I paid good money for it, and it's not nasty, so... I can smoke it and enjoy it. It's kind of just going to be one of those things where I just smoke it while I'm working. And then when it's gone, it'll be gone. So that's kind of my take on this particular tobacco. It's an interesting thing. I mean, if you're up for an adventure, pick up a tin and see what you think. Worst thing that could happen is that you wind up with one tin of tobacco that you're not terribly fond of. I mean, let's see. How much is it? Where in the hell did I even get this at? So currently at Smoking Pipes, this stuff is $10.45 per tin. Now, if you're up for an adventure, buy one tin. Don't go crazy and buy a whole bunch, because there's a good chance you may not like it. I don't know. Like I said, this is one that I'm gonna enjoy. I like it, but I don't like it enough to buy some more. It's not like my infatuation with like Nightcap or Three Nuns. Like Escudo or Deluxe Navy Rolls. It's not something that I'm just always gonna keep in the cabinet. This is something that I was up for an adventure and I decided to get it and try it, and I'm glad honestly that I did. It's been a pleasant experience, but I'm not going to buy any more of it. Probably ever. Let's just be honest. But, yeah, there you go. So there is Jess Chonowitsch T14 reviewed by moi, your old buddy Justin. So until next time, right here in the joint where we will do something, I don't know. We will see you guys later.